Hello dear students, I welcome you all in your very first biology class, and in today's class we are starting chapter 1, Introduction to Biology, and our today's lesson objectives are: by the end of this lesson video you will be able to learn and define biology and its main divisions. You will also be able to define branches of biology. So let's start the video. Well, first thing first, what is biology? So biology is basically a field of natural science. And what is natural science? So it is all about the physical world. Biology is one of the main area of study in the natural sciences. If you look at this word biology, then it comes from two Greek words, bios, which means life, and logos, which means thought or reasoning. So in simple words, biology is the study of living organisms. If you look at the living organisms, then a phenomenon is closely related to them, and that is called life. Well, we cannot define life exactly or in a specific way. So in biology, we relate it to various functions which are associated with living organisms. Like if you look at yourself, then our body is performing basically the function of digestion, respiration, metabolism. Irritability is there, which is causing movement. Then we are also growing. So growth is exhibited by them, the living organisms. So development is there, excretion is there to remove the metabolic waste from the body, and a very important phenomenon or very important function of the body that is important for the survival of the species, and that is termed as reproduction. So in terms of these functions, we can define life, right? Okay, now coming to our main question, which is divisions of biology. So broadly, biology is classified into three main categories. The first one is here, botany, which is the study of plants, zoology, which is the study of animals, and microbiology, as the name is suggesting, it is the study of microbes or the microorganisms. So if you look in your surrounding, then you can find a lot of plants. Their study is termed as botany. There are a lot of animals which are classified here as invertebrates and vertebrates. So you can see a number of animals here. Their study, the study of animals, is termed as zoology. And finally, we are having microbiology, which is the study of these microbes like viruses, bacteria, protists, fungi, unicellular fungi, and the algae. So their study is termed as microbiology because these are not visible to your naked eye. These are the tiny creatures that you observe under microscope. So that's why they are studied in the field of microbiology, which is one of the main divisions of biology. Now we are moving towards some modern branches of biology because biology is a vast field, so we are having a lot of other branches beside these three main border categories. So we'll see them one by one. One of the most important branches of biology is morphology. So as you can see here, I have just added the picture of a plant. You can see here a lot of different parts of this flowering plant. Like you can see here, this is the root system and this is the shoot system above the soil. So root is one of the parts of the flowering plants. Then we are having a stem, leaf, flower, fruit, and within the fruits lying seeds. So their study is termed as morphology. As you are actually examining the external features or external parts of this plant or any other animal body or any living organism, this is termed as morphology. So in simple words, morphology is the study of external features, external form, and structure of organisms. I hope that it is understood. Now, opposite to morphology is anatomy. You can see this is the human body. If you look inside, like you cannot look inside, but you can find a lot of different organs within the living body. They are lying inside our body and performing different functions. So anatomy is basically the study of these internal organs which are lying inside our body, not only in our body but any other organism's body. For example, if you look at a cockroach and if you're dissecting it, or for example, frog, which is known as Rana tigrina, which is the biological name of the frog. So you can find a lot of internal organs. So the study of internal organs by cutting them open is termed as anatomy. Okay. Now we are having the most important branch of biology, which is known as cell biology, and another word for it is cytology. You can see here the animal cell. We are having a lot of structures of this cell. So cell biology or cytology is basically the study of cell and its organelles. You can find here the outermost covering, which is the cell membrane. Inside it, we are having cytoplasm, and within the cytoplasm, we are having a cell organelle, which is the main controlling center of the cell's activities, and is termed as nucleus. Now, the question must be popping up in your mind that what is cell organelles? The cell organelle is simply the structures that are lying within the cells. They are membrane bounded and they are performing their own specific functions. I have given you one example. Another one you can see here, endoplasmic reticulum, which is also basically a membrane bound structure. We have Golgi bodies, okay, and then we are having mitochondria. So these are all membrane bound cell organelles, tiny factories which are performing their own functions. I hope that it is clear to you. Now we are moving to another branch of biology, which is known as histology. Histology is referring to the study of the tissues. Okay, these tissues are found in both animal body and the plant body, right? So the question arises here, what are tissues? The tissues are the group of similar cells that perform specific function. For example, here I have listed few of the tissues that are lying inside human body. So first tissue is epithelial tissue, then we are having connective tissue, muscle tissue, and nervous tissue. So these tissues are giving rise to other different organs, right? So for example, if I give you the example of myocardium, then this is basically the cardiac muscle. Okay, so it is performing its own specific function. Look, the brain, then brain is made up of the nervous tissue, and it has got its own particular function, right? So histology is basically the study of tissues, and inside the plant body there are other sort of tissues found, like epidermal tissue, parenchyma, sclerenchyma, collenchyma. So there are a lot of variety of plant tissues available, but for the sake of understanding here, you must know that histology is the study of tissues that are found in plant body as well as the animal body. Moving ahead, we are having physiology. So it is very simple. It is a study about the functions of living organisms, like we are breathing, okay, plants are photosynthesizing, our heart is pumping blood throughout the body. So the functioning of the body of the living organisms is termed as physiology. Now the important branch of taxonomy, we'll see it. What is it? So it is the study of the rules, principles, and grouping and naming of the living organisms. Here you can see a lot of different kingdoms. How do we make group? First we identify the organism, then on the basis of its characteristics and features we just put them into certain groups. Okay, after putting them into certain groups we just name them, so in order giving them particular identity within a group. So basically this is the grouping and naming of the organisms. And by the way, I just want to tell you here that you will be studying it in detail in chapter 3, biodiversity. So we'll discuss more about it there. Now, a very important branch of biology is genetics. As the name is suggesting, that genetics is the study of genes. So genetics is a branch of biology that deals with the characteristics that are inherited from one generation to the next. You know that genes, they are having biological codes that are transferred from one generation to the next. Okay, what do they have? They are actually having the information, okay, which is lying in the form of codes, and these codes are basically translated, and then your body is formed accordingly. That's why we are human, or any other animal is that particular animal. Cat is a cat, rose plant is a rose plant. It cannot be a mango plant. So this is all happening because of the activity of genes, because they are having that coded information that make them fit accordingly. Okay, so genetics is the study of genes. By the way, I just want to tell you here that genetics is not only about the similar characteristics are transferred, but it is also about variations, right? It is all about inheritance of certain characteristics and variation of certain characteristics within the species or among different species. So I hope that it is understood. Now we are moving towards developmental biology. So this is simply the study of formation and development of embryo. This is also known as embryology. Okay, so embryo is formed from the zygote. Okay, and then its developmental stages are followed then, and a new organism is developed. So this is developmental biology. I hope that is clear. Now we are coming to the most important branch of biology, environmental biology, and it is a hot topic in today's world. Okay, so environmental biology is also known as ecology. It is the study of relationship between the living organisms and their non-living factors of the environment and their effects on each other. Like photosynthesis and respiration are helping in the maintenance of oxygen carbon dioxide cycle. So okay, so we will see it in detail in the next class, that is your class 10. Okay, next interesting branch for those who are so curious to know about past is paleontology. What is paleontology? It is the study of fossils. What are fossils? Basically, these are the remains of dead organisms, so whether it could be a plant or animal body. So they are lying, they are buried under the ground, and over the period of time, they turn into fossils. So they used to live in the past. So this is all about paleontology is all about the study of remote past organic life with the help of fossils. Okay, you can see here that this person is so curious to know about this fossil. So this is termed as paleontology. As point, I just want to tell you that on the basis of animal and plant fossils, it can be further divided into paleozoology and paleobotany. Okay, now moving towards a very vast field of today, it is biotechnology. Okay, so this biotechnology, as the name is referring, that technology is basically doing something with life. So biotechnology is referring to all the tools, all the techniques that are involved in the manipulation of genes of the living organisms, and thereby providing you with a variety of uh, promising products which are so much helpful for the mankind. Being they're being produced for the benefit of the mankind. I will give you example here of the human insulin, which is very much helpful, or which is very much health promising for the diabetic patients. So this is a sort of hormone which actually reduces the blood sugar level in case if it goes higher. Okay, like blood glucose level is higher and the human body is unable to produce enough insulin. So this biotechnological product is helping so many lives to survive. Okay, so biotechnology is all about the study about techniques for manipulation of genes, that is handling and controlling of genes to bring the changes in the structure and location of genes to achieve desirable characters. This is called biotechnology. At this point, I also want to tell you that we can use microorganisms for the beneficial purposes to produce certain health promising products. Like one example I have given you, there are so many other enzymes and hormones which are produced with this technology that is termed as biotechnology. Okay, now another branch of biology is sociobiology. So it is about the study of social behavior of the living organisms. Okay, like the interaction between animal and animal, animal to plant, or plant to plant. So this is studied in sociobiology. Okay, now a very interesting branch of biology is parasitology. Parasitology is simply the study of parasites. Now the question must be coming in your mind that what are parasites? I know that most of the students know about it, but for those who don't know, parasites are those organisms, those living organisms which harm the host body on which they live or in which they live. Okay, I just use two words. So there are two types of parasites, ectoparasites and endoparasites. Ectoparasites live on the body of the living organisms, while endoparasites live inside the body of the living organisms. What do they do? Wherever they live, they harm the host body on which they are living or in which they are living. Okay, how they just harm the body? By just utilizing the nutrition of that particular host, so that it deprives them of that nutrition, and the parasite consumes it. So they are harming the living body. So their study, like the study of parasites, is termed as parasitology. So I have listed few of the parasites here. You can see. Now we are moving towards a very important branch of biology, and this is termed as pharmacology. Pharmacology is all about the study of drugs, okay, how the drugs are producing their actions, what is their mechanism of action, and what are the side effects they're causing to the body. So everything is studied in pharmacology. And at this point, I also want to tell you that you will study this chapter, this topic of pharmacology in detail in class 10. Okay, now the last one is molecular biology. So it is simply the study of organic molecules, their constituting cell and its organelles. And one important molecule that I just want to discuss here is DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid. So this is one of the important organic molecule which we study in molecular biology, and beside this we are also having a lot of others like proteins, etc. Thanks for watching. If you have any query, then you can ask me in the comment. I will feel very happy to answer them. I will see you in some other video. Till then, take care.